seeds grow in the dark. We don't grow in front of people.
Welcome to Lifting with Liz. I am so hyped to welcome my friend Alex Silver-Fagan. We've known each other a long time, girl.
10 plus?
Yeah,
years?
I've been sweating with you since I moved back to New York from Chicago. Alex is a trainer, a social media personality, inspiration, I would argue, a total icon in the fitness space. If you run around in wellness circles, then you definitely know Alex. So it is a total treat to get to work out with you again, because it's been a minute and a lot has happened in both of our lives since we really broke a sweat together.
I'm just excited that you're leading the workout right now. Like, that is a break for me, and I'm so excited. And you have been crushing it. So yeah, it's an honor. Of course, babe.
I always begin by asking, how's your body feeling today?
My body feels really good, actually. I've been taking care of her and just like listening, practicing what I preach, honestly, and focused a lot on, I was thinking about it. I really only spend 30 minutes training now in the gym.
Really?
More of my time ends up being like mobility, handstands, or a yoga practice. But my actual lifts are like around 30 minutes. And I think it's so cool to be able to be efficient and in tune with your body.
I love that. I'm often asked if I spend hours at the gym, and honestly, it's such a happy place for me that I easily could. However, no, it doesn't take that long to get a really effective workout.
No, it doesn't. And you can chat with a buddy while you do it.
Exactly.
So
Accountability and a good catch up.
Exactly.
I'm gonna make you start talking about the fact that you were recently on yet another adventure. You were in India, right?
I was
and
in
you're
India.
freshly back to New York City.
Freshly back. I went to India for New Year's Eve and for my friend's wedding. I travel quite a bit in my life. I'm so grateful. This was not a work trip, which was really nice. And I didn't bring my computer for the first time ever, and just fully was present. And India's amazing. It's so vibrant and colorful. Yeah, it was fantastic. I love travel. I mean, I think that it's a privilege to be able to understand the world through other people's experiences and cultures, and I'm on a plane quite frequently. But right now, I just moved back to New York, and so I'm very much in a nesting, grounding space, which feels really good.
Oh, cool.
A little different than my usual.
I feel like you're always doing yoga and keeping up your workouts on the road. How do you commit to wellness and movement? Because I know that's so important to you, even when you're traveling.
Yeah, well, I like having a routine and a program, especially when, I'm in a new place and out of my own personal routine. But I really like to teach people that it's not this additional part of your life. It just is your life, it shouldn't be something that we're learning how to do in addition to the rest of our experience. Just move your body, love it, enjoy it. So for me, I'm not so strict when I travel because I do like to be present in the moment, but even just moving for 10 or 15 minutes. But I think it's very important to have a program and a plan. And I do follow a plan. I've actually been doing my own plan that I created, and we can talk about that too. It's called the Foundation. And I just like to know that I have a workout ready to rock, and it just keeps me honest.
You're doing bonus reps.
Oh yeah, I know.
Can see
I just keep going. But with my yoga practice, that's really my chance to actually be in conversation with my body and just get on my mat and roll around, move around, play.
Yeah.
So I have both. I have the playfulness and the curiosity and the exploration with my yoga practice, and then I have my consistency and routine and structure with my training.
I love that. It's like the soft and the hardcore. You're just
That's
as
me.
comfortable.
Flow into strong, baby.
Flow into strong. You're just as comfortable in a asana flow as you are ripping deadlifts. We're gonna do deadlifts in a minute.
Perfect.
Not as heavy as I know you can go, but
And,
we are
or
gonna.
you. I see these PRs.
Someday we'll go after that. I also see that when you're on the road, you often find workouts. You find places you like to take
do.
classes
Exactly.
and explore.
That's right. I think a travel hack. Google where there's a gym near you, and you can just drop in. And I love getting to meet these trainers and teachers in other cities who maybe aren't even speaking my language. It's just so exciting. And we speak the same language of movement. Like I get to go in, work out, and there's just shared energy.
I think that is an awesome tip. I think it's also so fun for people watching.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Like you can see what kind of, put your arm up, that's a good call. You can see what kinds of apparel brands are trending there, or like what so colors are having a moment.
Totally.
It actually gives me a lot of workout style inspiration when I come back. And running on the road too. I know you enjoy being outside in fresh air. That's one of my favorites.
I've never considered myself a runner, and I'm not saying that I am. Like, I actually saw a meme that said, doesn't run more than 3 miles, but will be on a dance floor for 6 hours, and that is me. I do love to dance. When I'm on the road, something that gets me grounded exactly into the space is just going on a quick little run, a jog, exploring, and then, even just doing that to regulate my nervous system here.
I want to follow up on the foundations because you've done all sorts of things in the fitness space. You've had your own personal program that you worked one-on-one with people, like I said.
Yep.
Way back in the day, you were working for an apparel brand, and I got to come train with you in a studio.
Yes.
But now you're working with Center. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. I do.
That was great.
I've worked with a lot of amazing companies. I'm so grateful. And I've also had the opportunity to work for myself. What I love is I get to do both in these moments. I get to collaborate, but then also still have my own business, which is really just my social media and also teaching for amazing brands. But for the center, I created a full 12-week program called The Foundation. It's in 4 phases, and I just wanted to bring back simplicity. I think that we get so complicated with all of these different types of moves, like what we're doing right now. So simple and so effective. And our lives are complicated enough. When you go into the gym, it's just nice to do the simple, and the simple works. So I created a 12-week program that gets you back into building your foundation, but you can always up level with tempo changes or the amount of reps that you're using, and I'm really, really happy with that. So that is now available on the Center app.
Awesome. Yeah. I will totally check that out.
And you can also do yoga with me on my YouTube.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I did launch my own program, and I put all of that on YouTube. And so
do you call it Flow into Strong?
Flow into Strong, yeah. That has been my brand and my
I will link to you.
Honestly, my mantra for a really long time. Yeah. This ability to flow into your power and your strong.
Am I remembering this right? Is the symbol an arrow?
It is, which is actually my tattoo, which is not visible.
Very cool tattoo.
Wow. I got that when my grandfather was diagnosed with cancer. He's not with us anymore, but he's certainly my angel. I got the arrow because when life is pulling you back, it always means it's going to launch you into something greater. And that has actually been the mantra of my entire life. And so anytime I'm in a challenging moment or something that just doesn't feel like it's going my way, which is just ridiculous because we don't get to choose this.
Yeah.
I just know that there's something epic, like I'm being launched into something, and that has helped me through some pretty dark moments. And I feel like I actually just got to the other side of another challenging experience in my life. But like that's how it goes. We have ups and downs all the time. If we didn't, life would be really boring.
I think one of the most beautiful things about you on social media, number one, it's your authenticity. Some of the things you've shared about, for example, this was in the last couple of months, I feel, you weren't sure how to show up there anymore.
Yeah.
You were kind of, I think if I'm remembering it right, having a moment of like, why am I doing this? Does anybody see anything? Is it really making a difference? Who cares? Which, by the way, I just had one of those moments yesterday, so I mean, it's okay. Yeah. Again, first world problems.
But it's vulnerable. We put ourselves on the internet and we're like, look, and sometimes it doesn't show up, you know? But
so how are you feeling about it now? And how do you navigate it when you have those feelings?
I've been on social media for a very long time, and I used to just post things just for fun, and I find that when I'm putting things up with that type of energy, it's received really well. Yeah. And I came up with something a few years ago called, with Instagram, I always think about, before I hit post, am I giving or validating? So am I giving something to my followers, my audience, or even to myself, like this is cathartic for me to share? Or am I trying to validate something that feels a little uncomfortable or insecure within me?
Yeah.
And so that's a really good
litmus test.
For anything that I share.
Love that.
But you know, when you've been on Instagram for a long time as a quote unquote influencer, and now there's this whole wave, you just gotta stick to your truth and your integrity and how I show up. And also that changes. Like I've been in this for 10 years. I am not the same girl that I was 10 years ago. I'm a woman now. And so what I share, who I am, is going to be different. I have to be okay with that. And if somebody else isn't, amazing. You don't have to be with me anymore.
They're
and that's
not your
all
people.
Good. Yeah, exactly.
I love that litmus test. It's something I'm going to try using because, as I said, these are things I think about.
Yeah.
I enjoy the storytelling and sharing. I do feel like if I can help a couple of people out there, like that's the whole reason I'm in this wellness world. So just sticking to that mission. And like you said, continuing to have fun with it and embracing who I am at this moment.
I think if one person sees it, you've done something.
Yeah.
And if that one person is seeing it because you're sharing from your heart, then amazing.
You and I have known each other a long time. We have shared many sweats, photo shoots, the various magazines I've worked at, from Self to Women's Health, I feel like Cosmo even. We've known each other forever, and we always get to have real time together when we're working out and in between shots. But you have also been sharing really candidly about your own mental health stuff, including that you took some time away from like the crazy, chaotic world we live in to focus on yourself, which I found not only courageous that you were able to step away, but also that you were open in sharing that, which helped, I'll speak for myself, it helped me to see that.
Wow, that means a lot. Thank you, Liz. Yeah, so 2020 was challenging and transformative for everyone. And so for me, it was, at the end, I just felt like I needed to reset and remember, or not even remember, but relearn who I was.
Yeah.
And a lot of parts of my life kind of fell away, and I used to think that my life fell apart. I feel like I subconsciously push things away so that I can actually get back to learning who I was. And I started out in this industry as a 23-year-old. I was so young. I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. I didn't know who I was going to be, and other people and other things were telling me who I was. You just mentioned all these amazing magazines and brands, and I was working with all of them.
And on huge stages, leading thousands of people.
Thousands of people on camera. And
as a baby out of college.
Yeah, so I had a lot of learning to do, and I took time to go to a mental health treatment facility. I spent 30 days just really in my own space and my own energy and my own emotions. I'm so grateful to that opportunity and that system. And I think that there's a lot of stigma around it because it's not, you know, people go on yoga retreats or they do vipassanas and they take this time or sabbaticals. I just had care around me. That's the only difference. And so I was really grateful for that. And I came back out as a different, not a different person, but just the next level of who I was. And it even just gave me space from, I didn't have to post, I didn't have to work. I could just simply be, and you need that space in order to up level. And we also, seeds grow in the dark. We don't grow in front of people.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for sharing that, Alex. And I know having an experience like that doesn't magically like fix everything.
No, it doesn't. It really does not.
No, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be
No,
so great.
no magical moment like that.
But I think just by like knowing you and watching how you've shared about it, that it gave you some tools.
It did.
That you can then pick out of your little toolkit, pick up and use when you encounter those dark, hard times.
Yes, exactly.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's what strength is. That's what we do here too. You know, we continue to flex the muscle and put time and repetition in, and we need stress in order to stress it to progress it. You know,
Yeah.
so I'm grateful for all those moments.
I've been dying to ask you, and with restrained myself from DMing. Girl, when you go to Burning Man, I can't stop watching. Number one, her outfits are so cool. They're so hot. They're so fun. But you're like with your friends, you're moving, you're like basking in the sun or the dust or the rain, depending on the year.
Yeah.
What brings you to that festival like a magnet?
Well, I'm gonna correct you because I also, and not in that you said anything wrong, but people think of it as a festival.
I do think of it, yeah, so
And
please
it's
correct
not.
me.
It's Burning Man is a city built by the inhabitants.
Yeah.
And everyone comes to create, to play, to explore. And I found community the past few years. When I was beginning of my career before treatment, I was really focused on work, and I had community, but it was because of my work. And the past few years, I've developed community just based off of who I am and different types of people. And so Burning Man is a collection of all of these different types of people who are interested in doing whatever is available, and time doesn't exist. You get out of your structure and routine and really get back to what it means to be a human, how to support another person, how to take care of yourself, how to be uncomfortable, because we really live very comfortable lives.
Yeah, we do.
You know, we were just saying how cold we are right now. You know,
I know.
like
First
and
world problems.
Truly, but there's nothing wrong with that, to remember that we do have that.
Yeah.
It's just also nice to be in a different environment. For me, Burning Man is just where I get to play.
What do you think, team? Should I go to Burning Man, Alex?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. You can also bring your kids. So it's also
Wait,
not.
what?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's not.
no.
People think it's like where you go and you do all these illegal things, and it's.
I do associate like
not.
having like
Just-
hallucinogenic experiences.
I have been sober at every burn.
I love that. Yeah.
Just to be clear.
Well, I don't drink or do drugs, so
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's there's so many different pockets of places and people within there, and there's a whole family village.
Yeah.
Where kids exist. So just
That was a good little workout, friend.
you wrote it. It was great. Thank you.
Those are some of my favorite moves, and
Yes.
I'm totally with you. The simple stuff really does work. Now to the high five question. So I ask every single guest this.
Okay.
And I'm going to begin with number one.
Okay.
What is something surprising that's always in your gym bag?
A hairbrush.
A hairbrush.
I don't know if it's that surprising.
Because you
but
have to make your
it's a
ponytail
lot.
so beautiful.
Yeah, it's a lot of hair.
It is a lot of hair. It's good hair.
This was a weird thing that I used to always have with me. When I was traveling around teaching, I don't need this anymore, but I always had a hard-boiled egg in my bag, which sounds really gross, but it stayed fine, and because it was always my snack.
She's talking to you're talking to the protein
Yeah,
queen.
so you get it. You get it.
Changed my life to make sure that I'm having protein with every meal. So heck yeah to carrying around a hard-boiled egg.
Yeah, I had a series. I should probably bring it back, but on my Instagram, I was doing a protein girly series.
Oh.
Which basically just being a hot girl eating meat with your hands, and we can all be hot girls eating meat with your hands. So it started when I was
parting that.
It started when I was on my way to a dinner, and I hate showing up to a dinner hungry because then you can't actually have a conversation with people. And so I was like ready to go in my dress, looked great, hair done, makeup on, and I pulled out a Tupperware of ground bison, and I was just like shoveling it into my mouth, and I was like, what am I doing right now? This is amazing.
That is amazing. You know, it's funny because I actually vividly remember it was when I was working at Self, and you were the talent for one of our workout shoots.
I remember that.
And you were off stage getting hair and makeup done and whatever, and you had a Tupperware and you had like chicken breast and stuff in it. And I had a conversation where I was like, Alex, tell me about your meal, what are you eating? So you were like a meal prepper way back before it was cool.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it took me years longer to like embrace that. But once I did, it made a big difference.
Yeah.
And to be clear, I think like life is for living, and have the
Of
cookie,
course,
the
of
peanut
course,
butter
of course, of
jelly,
course.
the like fun stuff too. But most of the time I try to eat that way, and my body feels much better for it.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I got into that because I started my career as a bodybuilder and bikini competitions. So it started from
Like in
that
college?
place. That was my first entrance into fitness. I was a bottle waitress, and then in my senior year of college, and I felt so unhealthy, and so I signed up for a bikini competition, and that was
so cool. I
my
had no
trajectory. I
idea.
started working with bodybuilding.com, and then Nike.
That's cool, Alex. I didn't realize
that's
that.
why I was bringing grilled
Yeah,
chicken
so
with
you-
me
I know those
and
are-
eggs. but
Yeah.
I don't keep an egg in my
Okay.
gym bag
Hairbrushes
and
eggs.
hairbrush.
Next question.
Okay.
What is a song that always gets you hyped?
So, two options. Either like early 2000s, like hip hop and rap, like the Missy Elliott days, Snoop Dogg, Dre, or Fred again. I am obsessed with him. I think he is incredible. I actually saw him last weekend, and so those would be my two options. And for Fred, it would be Pull Me Out of This, Delilah.
Love it. Good tips. So specific.
But 2000s hip hop is just like chef's
Yes.
kiss.
You know, I find that people in the fitness industry have very specific ideas of music because I think you've spent so much time crafting playlists and setting the energy and mood for classes. I've been dabbling a little bit in leading fitness.
Okay. Yeah,
And
you are.
A little bit. I'm not a pro like you, but that is my favorite part of the process is crafting that list and like taking people up and down.
Yeah. It's
so
special. It's really
special, right?
Music really connects to our emotions, and I will say my playlists are a little bit more funky than what I just mentioned, but it's really a great tool.
Okay, we talked about mantras a little bit and the arrow and what that means to you. Whether it's that mantra or another one that you're loving right now, do you have like a phrase, a tagline, something that is really helping you right now?
Trust the timing of your life, and what's meant for you won't pass you. There have been so many moments where I'm in an experience and I'm just like, why? And then I get to the other side, I'm like, right, thank you. So I really believe in that. And I think I do believe in faith and that I believe in destiny. I just think that you get to control how quickly you get there based off of your decisions.
That's so cool. You know, my mom used to say to me as a kid growing up, all will be revealed whenever something wouldn't go my way. And I'd be like, oh, Mom, no, this is the worst thing, or there's nothing good about this. And it never fails.
And it doesn't take away or discredit the challenge or the emotions or the feeling. I think it's really important to always validate that experience for yourself, but to know that you can get through.
What is your favorite meal of the day?
Breakfast.
Okay, it might be egg-related.
Breakfast, always breakfast.
What's your favorite breakfast? What do you love about it?
I mean, I do love eggs. I love it could be savory or sweet.
Yeah.
There's so many options. It's nourishing. I eat when I wake up. Like I'm not a fan of fasting for women unless, they're being guided for other reasons. I really don't think that it doesn't work for me.
Me neither.
Doesn't work for
Personally,
me.
not my thing.
I want to wake up, I want to eat. I want to break my fast. So I love it because sweet or savory, so many options, but then also because it's like you wake up, you get to eat. And it's fun.
Truly, it's like, let's go.
I love it.
What a life.
Yeah,
what a life.
we're so great. Yeah, we're so blessed.
Alex, last question for you.
Okay.
If the people around you, friends, family, whoever, could only use one word to describe you, what would they choose and why?
Honest. I am what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
In every experience, and sometimes it's really messy, sometimes it's put together, and I'm really proud of all of that, and like no BS.
Yes to all of that. I see that in you.
Thank you.
I think that's one of the reasons our friendship has deepened over the years. We've been like painfully honest with each other at times.
We've gone through it.
We've gone through it. Don't worry.
We're good.
Great.
It's all
We're
good. Yeah.
But no, like I think that's honestly a rare thing in this world to come into friendships and even with people you don't know and to bring that transparency and honesty. So I could not agree more, and I think it's a superpower you have. Thank you. I deeply respect it.
Thank you, love.
This was so fun, Alex. I adore you. Thank you for coming on the show.